big goofball.
They were all over in the prison.
Okay, who's who in Jeff who lives at home?
Who do you think is who? It's an interactive interview.
Okay, let's see, who's
Turn
more
the
likely
tables
to
on
smoke
them? I see what you're
pot?
doing.
Yeah, I'm giving you the answer right now.
Okay, your the name, guys' names. Help me out.
One of them would be Jeff.
Yeah, one of them
you're
would
Jeff.
be Jeff.
Sorry, you're Jeff.
No. It's actually neither of us, unfortunately. We would love to be as pure as Jeff is. Like, Jeff's like our hero. Jay and I both drive Priuses, so it's kind of like we're the sensitive, conscious people up the middle, and I think Jeff and Pat would be either Jay and I on a particularly depressed day or a day where we lose our tempers. So there's a little bit of both of us in all of those characters, and I think in all the the movies that we make.
I think the seed just probably came from us being inspired by, there are a lot of neo-philosophers in Austin, Texas, where we were living, who are doing that kind of thing, and you may write them off as stoners, the first time you see them, but when you dig a little bit deeper, you start to, realize that, they're extremely thoughtful, have hopes and dreams, and we just got excited about the idea that, like, let's take one of these guys and put him in the world, and let's actually see some stuff happen. What if this person's philosophy actually starts to pan out?
Yeah.
What would happen? How interesting would that be? But more importantly, how funny it would be.
On some strange level, he has a real lot of integrity to him, and there's that something just very funny and sad about this that we really love for our heroes in our movie.
Kind of looks at the world like most people these days would be staring at their iPhones and trip over a manhole or something.
Yeah. Jeff doesn't miss the manholes. Jeff doesn't miss a damn thing. Is there a destiny out there for Jeff, or is it that, well, if you look hard enough and long enough, you'll probably find something, but is that just because you were desperate or because there really is something guiding you? Those are all kind of fun existential questions to ask, and we thought it'd be great to explore that in kind of a goofy and fun way. There's somebody said this once, I don't know who it was, but they said there's a goofy earnestness to the film, and I really like that description. There's definitely those moments where Jay and I are writing and we come up with something and we're, in our underwear eating cereal and we're dancing around the room. We're like, oh my God, this is gonna pay, and that's great.
We really are figuring it out on the day.
And certain films allow you a little more elasticity than others, but it's almost as if we've kind of, now this is like our fourth feature, or our fifth, I guess, and we've kind of defined the style a little bit, and so people kind of know what they're coming into, and as much as we are quote-unquote improvising, things tend to stay on the rails of the narrative path. It's just a question of getting there in the most organic and fresh way possible.
Jeff would
first of all, Jeff would never get out of his first interview.
No, he would never make it out.
If he sat down for a press conference with those 7-minute beats, the first person who sat down, he would just be like, why are you here?
Yeah.
How did this end up happening?
Yeah,
Don't leave.
Yeah.
Don't leave. Come back and let's figure this out. So guys, we're not leaving this room, just so you know.
This is a lock-in tonight. I hope you guys brought some food.
This is going to sound, pretty terrible, but it's the way we've been shooting, for about 10 years, and it wasn't a conscious choice to say we like zooms and the way that they look. It's because we actually use no blocking on our sets. So we shoot with zoom lenses so we can find the actors in any shot size we need, and we find that by allowing them the freedom to not be blocked, we get more naturalistic performances that way. I think when The Office came out and started doing that, it did become a more popular style. But for us, it's less of a choice and more of a true creative function to give us the types of performances we want.
Yeah, I mean, if you block actors and you make them hit certain marks, they're just not going to be free to find new things. They're going to be trapped, and they're just going to give you exactly what you wanted in the script, which can only be as good as what you originally thought of. We're trying to.
Well, also, what happens if you're shooting your master and one of your actors is having their moment right there? You're on a wide lens. You're fucked. So we like having the zoom to be able to get whatever we want at any time.
When SpiderMan retires and he has to deal with his feelings about his career, and
when SpiderMan goes bald, we will be there.
We will be there
To capture all the passive-aggressive feelings that he takes out on his younger brother.
And his wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should do like a sequel to Jeff where he wakes up in a Spider-Man costume.
Yeah,
Tries
we're
to
talking
figure out
about
why.
it. We're talking
I
about
think
it.
we should actually just make Spider-Man 52 right now.
What happens when you can't climb that wall anymore?
That's right.
Yeah.
Starring Woody Allen.
We're united against
We're the
against
common
big,
enemy-
against the big boy. There's
Yeah.
a gorilla in the room, and it's the movie.
Because once you start making a movie, especially the way we make it, which is we work in a lot of chaos, and not a lot of people are comfortable. We're not comfortable with it. We have to do it because it's the only way we know how to make stuff that's interesting. But you know, you create this beast, and then it starts, you know, going crazy and doing stuff, and we're not trying to like shackle it. We're just trying to keep it in bounds and put it inside the camera, and then go home, and then cry.
Okay, can I pretend like I'm a filmmaker too? And like, okay, I only have water though, not
all right.
beer. Okay.
Yes, thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, guys.